has started.
One thing about me is I love a buzzsaw, man. I just love running into them. Ooh, wee. Yes, we are live. We are
All right,
live indeed.
beautiful. Hope everybody's having an amazing Thursday out there. I think I need to turn my light up a little bit.
I can see you pretty well, but
Sometimes it's a little cold. I'm a little blue. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me tell the people that we're live.
live at 5 with CQ and J.
We could do
Those
like
got a
a
cool
news
radio
thing.
voice.
You got to practice it. I once went to the Colombian School of Broadcasting because I did think about having being a radio host and maybe doing like sports radio, and it's really all about just practicing and really getting your radio voice down and just how you want to flow. Because sometimes when the ball flies outside, you got to be able to catch it. And but see, I don't even know a good call there. What's going on, Joseph D? Hope you are well.
How you doing, Joey D? Is it okay if I call you Joey D? I think Joey D sounds so cool.
Yeah, he's Joseph's. His YouTube thing is Joseph. You're trying to shorten his name.
Okay, you're right. I shouldn't call him out of his name. You're so right.
His mom did not
You're so
name him
right.
Joey.
I remember my ex-girlfriend before we got together. Once I was texting her and I was like, "Hey, sweetie, how you doing?" And she was like, "I didn't know my mom changed my name to Sweetie." And I just fell in love with her even more. Everything reminds me of her. Anyways,
Oh man. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We are back for another Thursday episode of Watch Talk Live. Today we're just doing a Watch News Roundup. Any comments, questions, concerns, put it in the chat. And if you need truly independent watch advice, make sure you head over to cqthewatchguy.com, where this young gentleman here will be happy to help you out with any of your independent timepiece needs. All right, Jay, we got a lot of new releases that have snuck in there, and then we got an interesting lawsuit going on. Deep
oh
Blue. Have you
really?
heard of Deep Blue watches before?
I have not. No.
So Deep Blue watches,
Wait. Can I guess? Do they make diving watches? No way.
you got that right. They make diving watches, and well, Deep Blue is the name of the brand, right? Is Deep Blue. So they have filed a lawsuit against Silver City Brands Limited and our friends over at Fabre Luiba, because they have this watch, the Fabre Luiba Deep Blue. They actually have a green Deep Blue, which I think is interesting. That's a little bit of conflicting narratives there. But yeah, so is it worth it?
Well, is what worth it? Is suing the company worth it? Because
Yeah.
I guess
Well,
it depends on how good is the lawyer. Because if the lawyer, because if they've been making a deep blue Fabre Luba prior to the Silver City brand, you know what I'm saying? Like if they have a good case, yes, it's worth it. But if they don't know that they can win the case, then it might not be worth it because the amount of money you're going to pay in lawyer fees and the amount of time you're going to be spending doing it, you know? But I mean, like I've never heard of this brand before. It might help with their brand recognition. Good afternoon, rich buddy. I don't know.
what's happening, Rich?
He says it looks like a Breitling. I think it kind of it gives like a Sin Omega
Wait,
Breitling.
what
Yeah,
price?
like
These are
all of the
lower price
above.
range
It's like two
than I
grand.
thought.
The one was like 2 grand that you showed us, the Five
Oh
Below
no, these are
one.
like 179. Yeah, the Fire Blue, the deep blues though, they're a much lower end watch.
Wait, I'm confused. Was that the Five Below that you were showing me on screen?
Yes, now I just switched.
Ah,
So this
okay,
is the Fabre Loiba Deep Blue, and
okay.
then this is the brand that's Deep Blue, which is much more lower end than I thought. So like 200 bucks, 300 bucks, divers. So I guess from their standpoint, they don't want to open up the floodgates of other brands making dive watches that are also called Deep Blue.
I mean, Rolex is doing that. They didn't put Rolex in a lawsuit.
Well, No, there's no Rolex Deep Blue.
Yeah, it's a deep blue, but you're right. It's not deep blue. You're
Yeah, it's a deep blue dial. So maybe they're afraid. Maybe Rolex is afraid of deep blue. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting news. Not like a watch that I really care about. Faber Luba I care about because of Patrick Hoffman. I'm a big fan of him and what he's done in the business. But I haven't handled any of these watches yet. This one looks kind of interesting.
rich, buddy. I'm really good at yoga, so I'm always stretching. But I do agree that like this is kind of a nothing burger because what are you guys even doing here? Like the Fabio Luber watches are they actually have a little character, whereas the deep blue they're giving like lower end Invicta because Invicta makes some decent watches. Like the deep blue looks like something you give to somebody and don't expect them to ever wear it. No disrespect. Vimal says this brand is owned by an Indian watch company, Indian watch retailer, also a Rolex AD, and runs a major pre-owned platform too. Oh wow, are you talking about Deep Blue, Vimal?
What's the pre-owned platform, Ramal? Producer Ramal in the chat already just gunning for producer of the
Whoa,
day.
what in God's name?
This is the Chief
That's
Tourbillon.
bro, that shit looks like a tank. It looks like a fucking a tank from 2099. No, no, hard no.
Not worth the 28.7.
And it's sad because it's a tourbillon for under 50K, and but it's just like
No, bro. We have Tag Heuer tourbillons. I'll bet you $5. I'll bet you some Mexican camel. I'll bet you some, and it's a restaurant. It's not a slur. I bet you some Mexican camel because you got to sit.
yo,
It's a
after my
really.
comment about the blood in the sand, you definitely need to
Don't bring
fucking.
that up. Okay, I'm not. No.
I was saying the iron in the sand. Okay, you're right. Mexican camel. Mexican camel. You're betting Mexican camel on what? Oh, Faber Luba is owned by Indian
Oh,
company. I didn't know that.
really?
I didn't know that. Look
That
at that,
that's.
Jamal.
See, producer today already.
What were you betting me? What were we talking about? This ugly ass
So I
tank
bet you
looking watch.
I bet you a Mexican camel that if I type in tag Hoyer Turb,
No,
it'll
don't
be under
no.
it'll be
No,
under
no,
10
that's not.
though. It'll be under 10. That's not a tourbillon?
Uh,
Come on.
what? You can get an IWC Zenith secondhand turf for that price. Oh,
Hey,
look, oh, I think that you guys are shooting somebody who literally hates the other watch. I mean, it's still Tag Heuer, bro. I guess if Fabio Luba is like a independent brand or something, like the problem with Tag is that like it's Tag. And I say that with the guise of Tag's history over the last 10 years, not what they were in the past. You know, so that I mean, I hate Tags. Like from a pre-owned standpoint, I do think they make nice watches, but like you telling me that there's a tag for under 10K that's a tourbillon
Well, I'll
doesn't
just say
really make me.
you could get a turb. You could get a turb under
Yeah,
10K.
but it's not a Fabre Louvre fucking. Anyways, I get your point.
Yeah.
I hate tourbillons anyway, so let's
we,
move
we,
on.
yeah, we understand. Holmick says Private Loiba is owned by former Watchbox guy. So he's talking about Patrick Hoffman, who is a former Watchbox person, but he's also the ex CEO of Ulysse Nardin, and he was there part during their heyday when there were four UN boutiques in the Red Square and everything they sold out. A lot of good articles about him. So he's a part of it. He's not like the full owner, but he's definitely I forgot the
All
position,
Milk
but he's
says
very
he retracts
involved.
that. Are you sure that Fabre Louvre was with Patrick Hoffman?
No. It's managed by him, but I don't. I'm sure he has ownership, but it's
Oh,
not
oh,
owned
oh,
by
I
him.
get you. I understand now. He's
Yeah, no,
managing
no,
it.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Whole Milk. I think we're all on the same page now. He definitely has a hand in it, but he's not an owner per se. Gotcha.
Well, Whole Milk knows now what happens when you try to outproduce a Rimal. You know what I mean? It just don't
Oh
work.
God.
It just don't work. All right, I want to move off these watches. Let me just put my phone on vibrate.
You see what happens when you start talking about watches under 3K?
All right, it's like it gets weird. All right, let's look at some other watch news. Let's see. Philips auction leads the global sales scenes for spring 2025. I just thought this was an interesting number. In 6 live and online sales so far across 3 continents, it has sold more than 800 watches, totaling $113 million. Not a bad run. Not a bad run. And the year is, just getting in swing. Philips, I think, this is my favorite watch. Philips, I think, is just leagues above the rest when it comes to um, moving watches in auction. Let's say that.
You just like the auctioneers.
Well, I'm trying to get like I'm trying to get some type of deal where like I'm like the guy. I'm like the court reporter, not a court reporter, but the sideline reporter, and before our box, and let me announce, let me just introduce him. Shoot to CQ the side. CQ, what do you think? Oh man, that was lot 215. Surprised me like
You're gonna be
nothing
the
else.
color guy. No, no pun intended.
Hey, sometimes hey, I listen. If you don't think some of these brands could use a little color, I don't know. You know what I mean? We're gone. They're gonna come for us. I mean, they could use, in a lot of different ways. And speaking of color, we have a beautiful new Ulysse Nardin, full of color. Wait, what is the exact name of this model? Come on. Okay, they don't want to give me the name of the model, but
Good
it's a
afternoon,
flying
Julius
tourbillon.
Caesar. How are you doing?
Hail Caesar. We just saw Julius Mark Anthony, unalive himself last night, and they miss you, man. They miss you. Things ended up being right, but that was rough, man. Seeing him go that way, and yeah, it was rough. Jay, are you gonna put your name down for this beautiful Ulysse Nardin? If they're ever gonna give me the name of it,
Look, it looks different. Is it a tourbillon? Is that a tourbillon, or is that just the escapement at
it's
the
a
at six?
Blast X. There you go. It's a Blast sparkling rainbow with a little floating tourbillon there, but all beautiful cuts of stone. Very interesting cuts of stone. Looks like a mosaic, almost. The best stones, the very best stones.
It's not the worst
A
thing.
rich buddy likes it.
It's it's already out of my price point. I could just it just looks it's
Do you
like
want to
me
guess? You
looking
want to
at
guess the
Instagram
price?
models, and it's like, why am I looking at shit I can't have? Looking at Lala Baptiste. What am I gonna do with that? I can't afford it. What's the price? 100K, 200? It's 200K. This is a Lori Harvey watch. I look at it and I'm just like, it's pretty, but can't ever, never, never gonna obtain.
Four
What is it?
hundred and 51,700 Swiss franc.
I take it back. It's a Kylie Jenner watch. I really will never be able to obtain it. That is crazy.
Julius, we are going to talk about that Geo really quickly. I just wanted to oh my gosh.
That's that. I hope it's limited. I hope they're not making more than four or five of those
I mean, if they sell
because
one, I think they'll be happy, bro.
they'll sell one, dude. There's definitely a sheik who is going to add that to his collection.
At 500
It's
grand?
it's got to be oil money, yeah. Because oil, bro.
Hey,
One thing we're
hey,
gonna need for the
listen,
rest of our
listen,
lives is oil, bro.
listen. Yeah,
So
just because, and this is the thing that's going on with the industry, just because the money is unlimited doesn't mean it's stupid. You know what I mean? And at a certain point,
whoa, whoa. I don't think anybody's
500,000.
stupid.
No, no, not to
Yeah, but
say
I
like
mean,
anybody from any
what I'm
region. I think a
saying,
lot of
what don't you? If you're gonna see this watch anywhere, it's not Dubai. If
nah,
you are gonna see
nah.
this
I think
watch
this
out
is
in the
Monaco.
wild,
This is Monaco. This is Monaco. Somebody's wife just wanted to buy something crazy, or somebody's a little bit avant-garde.
you're saying you don't see somebody wearing this in Dubai. Now I think you're pushing a
Well,
narrative.
okay, in Dubai, yeah. I just don't think
I
they're
didn't, no, I didn't
from.
say they had to be from Dubai. I didn't say
Oh,
they had to
oh,
be an Emirate. I'm saying
oh
that
yeah,
like
sure.
this is a
Emirati,
watch
Emirati.
you would see. Sorry, they did. You're right. This is a watch you would see in the wild in Dubai, is what I'm saying. So
Yes,
that's why
yes,
I said
yes, yes.
maybe
Correct.
it's a Qatarian, maybe it's an Iranian, maybe it's a Israeli, maybe it's a guy from Egypt, but they're in Dubai. wearing this watch.
I
Is what I'm
I
getting
think
at.
it's somebody who's listening to some EDM and is just going. Tss, 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 tss.
Nah,
That's a lot
man,
of
they're
scratch.
listening to Boss Dog D-Lo. You know what I'm saying? This ain't off white. This is no Hirachi. Oh, sorry. Anyways,
I think we need to get off the UN site. I'm a big UN fan, so I don't want to dwell too long because I love just
this is news to me. I did not. You want to talk off camera so I can be? I didn't know you were a big
about
UN fan. Is this
no
something
no
you
like
want to tell
hey
me?
Patrick Hoffman era UN, you couldn't beat it. From 5,000 to $1 million, nobody had that range of watches. Well, me,
We
you
talking
know,
about 10 years
I'm
ago.
always stuck in the past. I'm always stuck in the past. Where you kind of that's kind of my vibe.
Let's go to the
Let,
Glashütte original. It's something I've never said before, but we'll.
This is actually a really beautiful Shoot Original Panel Lunar Tourbillon platinum case with a beautiful salmon dial. And I dare say, if today, I was in the market to buy a timepiece of this ilk, this would be I don't know many other watches that I'd want to go for. This thing is beautiful. You guys know how I feel about Shoot Original. Beyond the lawsuit, legal stuff, I really love them, and I think this is just a
there's
beautiful
there
watch.
there's three things that are constant and are always and forever: death, taxes, and Glashütte original big dates. Like they
Yeah,
just. But I had
with
nothing
very
bad to say
minimal
about the
space
watch.
in between the big dates. By the way,
Oh God, are you going to go into the details on how
well,
they were
I'm
able to
just
achieve
saying,
this?
they put a thing there. They put a little border there. You know, because Shoot Original, they give you the full window. A lot of brands ain't giving you the full date window out here. Just appreciate who's appreciating you. That's all I'm saying. It's a beautiful watch. This is
Nice watch.
gorgeous.
Is it over 60K? It probably is. It's
Oh
a
come on,
platinum with
come on, come
tourbillon.
on.
Yeah.
It's a good shoot, but it's still
Oh God, I didn't see how thick it was. Never mind. I take it all back.
Oh come on, it's not even
No,
that
no,
thing.
I'm
You
saying I'm
guys,
not. I'm just saying the price. Like once I saw how thick it was, I'm like, all that platinum and the tourbillon. That girl don't miss no meals. So yeah, what is
oh,
it? 200K?
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is 125,000 euro. It's under 200. Not too bad. Not too bad.
It's just hard to come. Like it's not. I'm Julius Caesar. You know I love you, but it's really hard to like to justify paying over 100 grand for a Glashütte. I'm so sorry. I know that it sounds very pretentious of me. I know it has a tourbillon, but like I'd spend 100 grand on a paddock along the like. And maybe it's because I don't care for tourbillons. Maybe if you love tourbillons, then like this is a great watch because of everything that it gives you. But like I can tell you so many paddocks. I can probably get two of the paddocks I want for one of these. Am I wrong in saying? I mean, look, remember we were
No,
talking about was it the 59, 5960? What was the one yesterday with the
the
beautiful white?
5960 in steel. Yep,
Yeah,
mid 40s.
you could get three of them. You could get one and the black dial. You could get like depending on the vibe. But then it goes back to me not caring for tourbillons. So if you like tourbillons, then I think that this is a complete wash. You're getting a salmon dial. I love moon phases, a big date. It's gonna feel great on the wrist. But if you don't care for tourbillons,
Ed Blair says, stop maintaining these flim flamming. I can't pronounce that word. Go fat.
cucarachas.
Stop maintaining these flim flamming cucarachas. Go fast. Red car and Louis Vuitton Nike sneakers. Spending all your children's tuition monies. GIT. The secondary gray market is dead. Okay. You know what I
Caesar.
love about that? No, you go ahead.
Well, no, no, you're already going.
Oh, well, just because everybody always likes to go like secondary watch market is dead, blah blah blah. The watch market is never dead. What you guys, or what many people, not you guys, what many people see as a dying market is a market that's just going back to normal. You know what I mean? So the volume is still there. Do not ever mistake a watch seeing a 5960 or 40,000, meaning that there aren't people who are buying 5960s all day at that price. People are buying watches through, people are buying watches if they enjoy watches. Maybe Ed Blair doesn't appreciate this type of watch. Not for Ed Blair. Listen, it's not a watch that I'd buy at retail. It is a watch that I need to get like 20, 25% off at least, because you're just moving this as a brick. But a lot to appreciate here. Thank you for stopping by, the Ed.
Julius Caesar says that it's hard to justify paying over 100K for any watch, and I agree. It's hard to
For
justify
sure.
paying over fucking 50K for any watch, in my opinion. But that's my opinion, and I have a shitty opinion. Ed Blair, hey, I understand where you're coming from, and it's funny because 10 years ago I was you in the same house as CQ over here, being like, "This is the stupidest shit ever. Why do people pay this much money for steel instruments that tell time that are obsolete?" But Ed, unfortunately, there are a bunch of people out here who don't agree with you, and they're paying this money. So it's not individuals that dictate what things are worth. It's the market, and the market, they say that these watches are worth what they're worth.
Yeah. Hey, and that's the beauty about life, right? Free will is an amazing thing, and nobody needs to buy any watch at all. That's the beauty about it. You buy what you like. If you don't like it, you don't buy it. I know many people who appreciate the hobby and never buy a watch, and you could do that as well. There's so many ways to skin the cat. But thank you for stopping by, Ed, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. What do you think about this? Is it Leubner? I'm saying it wrong, but I'm attracted to this watch.
I'm trying to figure out what the thing is on the left. Like, why does it have like that jutting thing on the left of the case? Is it just aesthetics?
No, I feel like there's utility there
But I mean, it's okay. I'm not a big fan of the one big subdial, two small subdials on that
for the
one
chrono.
piece for the chrono. But I mean, like, if this watch is under 5K, I can justify grabbing one. What's the price point on it?
That I don't know. I just picked the watch because I thought it looked cool, man.
It's different. It yeah,
Eighty
that's
six
different.
hundred euros on the rubber strap, 9,600 euros on the bracelet. Let's see, it gives me. It looks like it's based on a
Closed
Le
case
Jus Perret
back.
movement.
I'm good.
Huh.
But hey, this is the epitome of what I was asking for. Instead of people making over 100K watch like Kerry Vutalane, even though we are agreed that Kerry Vutalane is in a class of his own, at least this is an affordable watch. But it's not moving
I
me.
gotta do more research before I give more thoughts on that particular. I like the looks, but when I saw the price, I gotta do a little bit. What about Armin Strom?
Oh, thank you for the like, Ed. And I'm not married. That's why I'm over
Appreciate you,
here
Ed.
talking about watches at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Ed Blair said, "Leaves your wife's 401k alone." Now, Ed Blair is trolling here, but there's a seed of truth and honesty, right? Like, don't ever keep up with the Joneses. No need to overspend in watches. There's so many people I know who, like, you just go a little too hard and you realize the watches aren't going anywhere. There's no sense of urgency. If you can't swing it, just wait. I can't swing that Glashute Turb, but I could tell you I'm gonna probably get it at a steal one day, and I'll be right here in the video like, you guys remember in 2025? I got it, and I did a robbery. Aesthetically, what do you think about this Armin Strom? Do you like this is too much for
I
you?
actually don't hate Armstrong, but this is not the Armstrong for me. Uh,
Really? Now, what is it? Is it the color? What? Break it down. Break it down.
Now, am I tripping? Do they only do skeletonized watches? Because I feel like I've seen some non-Armstrong skeletonized watches.
I believe they do some non-skeletonized pieces, but most of the
Yes.
pieces are skeletonized, and they show off, what's going on with the movement, and they have that really nice. I call it the resonance, but it's not a resonance piece where you can see the resonance of the escapements. I think that's really cool. But this
It's
is
not the worst, but like I'm just not a big fan of when like the dial is the movement, and it just feels it's okay. I like it. The color's okay. It's, is it 40K? Is it no? It's like 60K or something. Oh my God.
oh, this is a good shot though. I could see this living in a collection that has MBNF though. I could see it.
Yes,
I could see
it's
it
an
for sure.
MBNF style, or a cheaper. I'm hoping than MBNF. What's the price on this one? I'm guessing it's like 30
And the
something.
price, ooh, 27.5 Swiss franc. That's not crazy.
Not
So under
crazy, but
35 US. Let's go to the Armstrong website.
it's not nutty. But I've sold an Armstrong, and like I feel like it retailed for 35K, and I sold it for 12. It's
Oh
one of
yeah.
those.
Oh, like those GMT. I think I just remember I had a flashback of Armstrong of going in the safe and pulling out a
Yes.
draw knife. I don't like the
Ed
lip
Blair
at
says
the
that it's
bottom.
dirty. Unfortunately, the luxury watch market has been commoditized. My friend, everything's commoditized.
Yeah, I. God
Even
bless
us
you.
being on this YouTube stream trying to get your watch time, it's all commoditized. Yeah, what lip is Whole Milk talking about?
Oh, what is that whole milk? Why is that there? It got a little herb.
What did you call
I don't want to say it again because people will
it?
clip
Yo,
these
bro.
videos.
Bro, you could have said cold sore. So,
But look, it got a little. It's been kissing
oh my
some.
God. What's going on, Tim Wright
I'm
and
sure
friends?
there's.
How you doing?
What's going on, Tim?
Joseph B said it has a chin.
Yeah, where? Why though? Is there? There has to be a reason. Is there a reason for the chin whole milk?
They got to keep the case together, man. It's a fucking
Damn,
reason.
I wish you didn't tell me that because you just kind of. I was actually kind of like liking it. You're
You're
supposed to, man.
Hit my name on you so you know it's real.
Is that enough though? Like, if you did the CQ and you put the pot, like it'd be so tiny. I don't know, and then you can't sell it. But it's a good watch. I like it. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
look at
it's
it.
so funny how we couldn't see it, and now that's all you can see. All you can see is
Yeah.
that big ass chin, bro. You not now that watch needs reconstructive surgery. I know a good doctor in Miami. Tim Wright says, I had to walk on Coney Island today and saw a bunch of kids catch a big fish. Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds great, Tom. Aren't you going to the UK soon? Oh, why is that lip there? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, no, it's just I can't unsee it because now,
Oh, wait, is it on all of the watches?
yeah, it's on all of them.
But CQ, it's to make the watch your own. You get to name it after you. You'll put CQ watch guy. Or what would you do? CQG?
Well, so
CQG?
it's too tiny though. I want like I don't want like my tiny initials. I want like C apostrophe. It's still a good looking watch, but the chin has
Um,
been.
real quick, Ed Blair said that you could build a Rolex for $500. I, I,
Yeah.
I, you could, but
Yeah.
like,
Wait,
it's not
wait,
gonna pass a
wait,
lot
wait,
of
wait.
tests.
Are we thinking that the price that you're paying is equal to the price of the materials? Because we should, like
Well,
let's.
well, well. He starts off with saying he doesn't. We don't need Swiss watchmakers anymore because you could build the Rolex for $500. That's
Yeah, but
what he
But who's gonna service the watches? We don't need. We need watchmakers in general. You know what I mean? Like, but there are $100 watches out there that are great watches. So we
Well,
just
yeah,
gotta
but
stop that
remember we had
argument.
that conversation about $100 watches that cost $150 to fix. So, so
But listen.
but you're right. Throw it out and buy
Listen,
another one.
listen.
You're right.
If I love ice cream and I eat ice cream every night, I gotta expect that a little pudge might you know what I mean? Like, not to say like you can't buy watches, but you have to know that for every action there's a reaction. If I buy a bunch of watches for $100 that are mechanical, either I'm gonna need to figure out how to service some watches myself. I'm gonna need to get like a really friendly guy, or I need to work with companies. Like I think Steinhardt back in the day, if the watches were done, like you could just send them back. They'll send you back a new watch or something like that. You got to know what you're getting into.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, yeah. Tim Wright says he's going to see the F1 movie on Saturday. Super excited to see all the IWC watches in the movie. He also said that
Ooh.
CQ reminds him of ICQ chat program from Windows Computer back in high school.
Oh, you
I
remember
don't
that?
remember ICQ chat. Was that before our days?
A
We're
little
old
bit
enough to
before.
remember a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like I think the precursor to like AOL chat and
I
all
remember
that.
floppy disks. Remember floppy
You know,
disks?
yeah. Oh man, come on. Do you remember zip drives? My dad's a photographer, so he had like the big, thick zip drives things, and they're crazy. CQ.
Oh,
Oh, go
whole
ahead.
milk. Oh no, I was saying whole milk says as the CEO said, I guess the purpose was to engrave with an initial or number, perhaps even a family crest, something significant for the client. So I guess that's
Not
why
enough
they have the.
space. Not enough space. Put it on the case back. Now my watch
And
got a
Blair,
chin.
I don't agree that anyone can service it. I think you're being a little bit facetious with that.
I'll tell you, as somebody who's like in the midst of like working on potentially open a watchmaking school like an organization, people don't understand the lack of watchmakers out there and the fact that brands themselves are now not willing to educate to full watchmaker status. They're rolling things back. They just want technicians. They
It's
just want
watch
people.
technicians and watch engineers, and it's not the same.
Exactly. It is not the same. Somebody who can just polish, somebody who could just change a battery. A true watchmaker knows how to make their own tools. They know how to solve puzzles to make things happen. We're barreling towards a world where decent watchmakers will just be working for the higher end stuff. All the lower end brands is gonna be like it's gonna be the wild wild west, and some things will be good. You know, maybe a couple machines will be able to do some things, but there's a lack of new watchmakers in the industry. All the older watchmakers are slowly retiring. Most of these people are European and Swiss. They're not gonna work until they die. They work to enjoy their life, right? So there's a lot of that going on. Of course, there's a lot of watchmakers in Asia, India as well, but not enough to service the hundreds of millions of watches that are produced a year. You know, it's a lot. Now let's talk Breguet. A new Breguet Classique Tourbillon Sidrial 7255 celebrates the brand's 250th anniversary. This is a aventurine enamel dial
I was
or
gonna
a
say the
floating
dial looks
tourbillon.
interesting.
Yeah, let's see if we get a better picture of that dial, I think. So aventurine is a glass, right? They kind of mix some things to make a glass. They then crush that glass, did 6 layers, like how they do enamel, and they just created what I think is a really beautiful watch that I need to see in person to really um, appreciate it. Let's not talk about price. Let's just talk about the watch. You know.
No, we're not talking about price on this. I already know this watch is.
Yeah. So let's forget about price, but a beautiful floating tourbillon. You can't see how it's connected just by that one stem. I think this is,
I
excuse me,
like
a gorgeous
aventurine
watch.
dials. Is it Moser that has an aventurine dial? Who's the other
Moser has
brand?
one, Omega has one. Everybody has an aventurine dial
Not,
at
not,
this
oh
point.
yes, yes, the Omega Speedmaster Aventurine dial. Oh my God, I love
Yes.
that one. That one's really nice because it has like an almost starry feel to it. I really like Aventurine. The thing here is that like this this I don't have it. Okay, if I had to nitpick, it's just like it's a nice watch. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. It's gonna be price. If I have to nitpick, it's gonna be price.
Ed Blair, right? Not hundreds of millions. That was an over exaggeration, but there are millions of mechanical watches. That as I was saying it, I was like, what am I saying? Hundreds? Because then I was like, man, you could put quartz watches in there, but like I wouldn't be surprised if the price of change of batteries spikes one day all of a sudden. But
Joseph D, what do you mean by AP? What was that in reference to? Just wondering.
I think he might be talking about
Only making 50, he said.
the production numbers.
I got you. Um, I mean, it's a nice watch. It's just, I'm guessing like 25 being made. How many? What's the, oh, 50.
Let's see. Let's
It's
see. So we got
50 of
50
them.
pieces being made, and the
Uh,
price is 190,000 Swiss franc, which
not the
not
worst.
for what it is. Like from a tech point of view, or a horological technology point of view, it makes sense. But from a realism, you buying a Brigade in 2025, if you're not like head over heels, like Brigade tatted on your chest type situation.
But okay, so let's shoot the original or this one. And I know they're like 60K apart, give or take. But why not just pay the extra 60K and get the Brigade? You're getting aventurine dial, you're getting a floating tourbillon, in my opinion, and no disrespect to Glitch Shoot Original, you're getting the Brigade family name. It's limited to 50, even though I'm sure the other one was limited. What's your take on that? Would you still go with the Glitch Shoot Original because of the price?
No, I go with this because this is a special watch. I don't like if price was not an issue. As somebody who really appreciates the tourbillon, what it means, and it's being made, I think this watch with the enamel dial, I would really love if it was like under 150 US. But again, if money was not an object, this would be a piece that I would wear and I would enjoy and I would seek out and buy. Not at the Brigade dealer, but I would get one. You know, at the Brigade dealer, but not the Brigade boutique. Let's say that.
Ed Bear, you're doing too much math over there, bro. I quit my job to not
Yeah,
have to
I
do
don't
math
know.
anymore. Can you do the math, please, and tell me?
This is how.
Because I can't figure out the 60,000 watches, 200 days a year, how many
So,
watchmakers to polish.
but 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 again, like Ed, like look at the numbers. There's not enough watchmakers to do the numbers you're talking about. So there are concessions that have to be made, right? And I'm just saying there are more and more brands, more people needing watchmakers. It's a thing. It's a thing that we don't got the time. And if you come tomorrow, we could spend Friday and we could fight all day. But you gotta keep chatting like you're chatting. Just keep my analytics doing good at it, and then we can. I won't kick it.
Oh,
All
what's
right.
Zenith? Oh, goodness.
The Zenith Chronomaster Original dons a handsome blue dial. Okay, meh.
It looks, it's just, dude, they keep making the same watch over and over. And it's like, look, we
They
added
can't help it. They can't help
It's,
it.
it's this little border. Can't you
It's
see we
beautiful.
changed? We it's handsome. It's not beautiful. It's handsome. Fuck out of here. Now you got me feeling like Ed over here.
Right?
Fuck.
Well, like that Friday watchmaking school with Ed Blair, Professor Blair.
Hey, yes, Ed Blair has to show up and educate us on the amount of watchmakers it will take to service the watchmaking of the watch community. Because I can't do the math, man. I can't. I don't want to do it no
Yeah,
more.
there's a lot of numbers. Advanced algebra was like the end for me in school. I skirted it,
Dude, I
and
did
yeah.
pre-calculus. I don't fucking know
Oh,
how I
God
did it,
bless you.
dude.
Nah, man. I just did ROTC, bro. I was like, either I pass or I go to the military, man. I ain't.
He's like, I'm gonna get that
I
Camaro.
ain't.
Oh, man.
Let's see. What's the price here? Is 10,000. Okay, 10,300. El Primero, beautiful watch. I think at 8,000 I buy. What say you?
With your money, maybe, but I wouldn't use my money to buy a Zenith for over 5 grand. Because you feel like I can
Oh
get this
wow.
exact same watch from 5 years ago for under five or at least six. Am I lying to you? It's not gonna have the same handsome dial configuration,
It's not gonna be
but
the same handsome dial, but it'll be
I can get the like gray,
close.
the light gray, dark gray, blue, oh no, you're name calling now? I wear an Omega, so I guess I am a fool. So I am an amateur. But you
Yeah.
can't call CQ an amateur because he's been doing this for
Nah,
13 years.
nah. Listen, if Ed Blair thinks I'm an
Amateur.
amateur, I'm an amateur.
Well, you're not an expert, but you're not an amateur. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I think I've been doing it too long. I think I need to just retire. Ed, you're really making me reconsider it all right now.
He said there isn't enough, but you can't do the math. No, Ed, I told you I quit my job so I don't fucking have to do numbers no
Like
more, bro.
the whole point of us going on YouTube Live is not. I'm trying to get out of the emails. I'm trying to get out of doing the math, Ed. That's why we got you for to do our math for us. And I appreciate you.
Julius Caesar says, not gonna lie, the Frederick Constant High Life bracelet, which is probably made in China, is very comfortable and is almost on par with higher end integrated sports watch bracelets.
I
Frederick
mean,
Constant makes some very interesting watches. It's always funny when I see them because I'm like, damn, that's the price point for these. Have we found one of these Zeniths for under five, or was I just talking out of my ass?
no, no, no. I think you could find. I sorted the wrong way. I don't know why I sorted that way.
Well,
Well, Ed, like I don't want to, I don't want to kick you, brother.
Ed, we're
But
on live, bro. Nobody's sitting here doing math. So I get that, like,
so
so CQ did say a weird number, right? But like,
that was an incorrect number. That was an incorrect number, and I'm okay with saying an incorrect number because the fact remains that there's a need and
yeah,
want for watchmakers that nobody is willing to talk about. If we're willing to talk about, we would have there would be schools popping up all over for the amount of watchmakers you need and like how much
agreed.
impactful that could be. So yes, we're not making 100 million mechanical watches a year. Blah blah blah. I don't know, but
You know
give
what
me
I
a
never
watch to talk
understood
about.
when people said talking out of both sides of your mouth, and it's like, unless I had a seizure or some kind of weird thing with my brain, I'm always gonna be talking out of both sides of my mouth. I don't talk like this. Come on, bro. Oh
What's
man.
up, Goldfinger? Hope all is well. I've always liked these old little.
Goldfinger, how you doing? Diraj, what's going on, brother? Um, let's look at the Frederick Constant. It's
All
an
right.
all right Zenith, but I'm always like, I know I can get a Zenith for around 6 to 5, 6K, 7K. So anything over 8 for a Zenith is crazy.
Which Frederic Constant did he say?
Ed Blair, if you come back tomorrow, I will personally do the math for you, okay? I'm just not going to do it live because that's bad radio. It's already bad radio that we're talking about this shit.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, but thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate you're keeping the chat bumping. That's for sure. Diraj, how you doing today, bro?
I don't know if the Raj sleeps, man. He's always up. What's going on? Thank you
Yo,
for
who's
coming. I feel
saying
like
if he's in Singapore
I,
and he's
I feel like he pops in just for us, man. I appreciate that. Tan too. I know like Tan's gonna pop in for just 1 second. Like, hey brothers, glad I can make it. I need to go back to bed right now. Let's look at some Frederic Constant. It's a high life.
the champagne of beers?
Oh man, I've had a good Miller High Life in a while.
Oh, you only drink IPAs now.
Yeah, yeah. Once you go IPA, you don't go back. I just need that. I need my beer to taste like just the grass and a freshly peeled passion fruit skin. You know.
Oh
Would you buy a
goodness.
High Life?
Like one of these?
Yeah.
This is interesting. I'll be honest, I've never seen the High Life models. I'm used to them more dressier watches.
It is a
They're not
nice
priced
bracelet.
terribly. They're not priced terribly. The thing is with the dials, there's something about I need to see these watches in person because I feel like they make nice dials. I don't like the way the dials look like in this photo. Like they just, I think the lighting is off because they have that there's a Piaget or whatever, the tapestry or whatever, and it's not. These photos aren't doing them justice to me personally.
I take a swing at them though. I think I saw one or two in person, but not many. Ferry Constant is one of those brands where like they're so respected, but I feel like marketing wise, they used to be like 5 6 years ago, you were always hearing of them do something.
But I do think it's a nice bracelet for the price. Like,
I agree. I agree. And there are some very expensive watches with some very cheap feeling bracelets, and then they're like this Tissot PRX, and it's like it's so solid. Oh, Diraj says he needs to rant. We got a lot of ranting going on today, Diraj. Keep it contained.
yes, join us, join us, join us.
You know. Okay, let's get off of Ferry Constant now. Too.
Yeah. My eyes were starting to glaze over. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I appreciate you.
All right, let's just see if there's any other watch news, or if you guys have any watches you want us to pull up. Ooh, we got Baltic watches with some color. It's a nice little micro brand. What other colors we have? Do we just have pink? Oh, got all the colors. In
I feel
time
like
for the
I've heard of the
summer.
brand before.
Y-
What are their
You've heard
price
about it.
points?
It should be under 1,000. Yeah, €550.
That's not bad.
No, not at all.
It's giving me Switzerland Corona. Like,
Mm,
am I tripping?
no, it's very much there. But I actually like for the price point.
Yeah, the price is
I
nice. I
love
like the.
this.
Is it like applied indices? I always like when the indices kind of add a layer of depth to the dial.
Oh, is it? It kind of looks like applied.
Or no, regardless, they definitely seem like
Yeah.
they're like standing up, and I always like that because it makes the dial feel a little bit more deep, in my opinion. Daraj says Breitling overlords need to clean up the three brands legacy, clean up Breitling's Universal, and now Gillette's history. Wait, do they own Universal Geneve?
Yes, so the group that owns Brightland took ownership of Universal Geneve a couple of years ago, I feel like, and Universal Geneve is one of those brands that has a super duper rich history, and it's one of those brands that a lot of vintage collectors like. That was the brand. Universal Geneve is one of the real big vintage collector type of brands, old Longines, old Zeniths, and stuff too. So the thing with Universal Geneva is there are a lot of people who've invested a lot of time and passion into that brand from the collecting aspect. So Jiraj is making a very good point in where he's like, we want the brand to come back, and I know that especially on the Universal Geneva side, they've got a lot of big collectors to be on the board to make sure when the pieces come back, they should be good. But he wants the history for the brands to be cleaned up, told the right way. Even though things need to be commercial, people still want to preserve, the historical legacy of some of these brands that were still operating, the 70s or so, before the quartz crisis. I think, and I'm very much in that boat. If a brand was operating still during the quartz crisis and there's a lot of DNA that you can save and resurrect, you do that. I don't know what, Brigade 200 years ago, Lumine, a lot of these brands that, Lumine is a great example of like the Lumine then and now are two different companies still trying to connect the history. But I'm okay with Lumine doing all the funky stuff they did because there's no Lumine from the 70s I can point to and be like, well, it should really be like that. I have to go like 100 years ago. So that's what I think he means there.
And he's talking about Gillettes, which I'm not sure if I am familiar with them as much.
Galette's
He's he,
multi-crown Jim Clark should leave everyone in the dust. Jim Clark was a better driver than Shumi and Senna. So now I gotta do some research, the rides, because I'm a newer F1 motorsports fan. I used to watch NASCAR when it was on TNT, but so when people start talking Shumis and Sennas, I don't know. So you can the chat will have to decide because they're all legendary racers. I don't know. It's like talking soccer. I could not talk.
oh
Oh
God,
jeez,
yeah.
I said soccer. I'm so sorry.
Football, football.
Football. I could not talk football because I do not know. I know Mbappe. I know Messi, but I don't know how I should know.
How could you
Zlatan.
forget the goat Ronaldo, bro? Come on,
Ronaldo, Pele. But I'm just
Pepe.
naming. You know,
Yeah,
and this is I probably know more about rugby or cricket. If you had to buy one of these, which color? Which color?
I'd go with the Tiffany aquamarine, whatever the fuck that is.
Okay. I kind of like that orange.
That's the thing is the orange works, but it's like, am I wearing it any day that's not October? Like where they're just like pumpkin spice. Like I don't know. Everything else is just too feminine, and even the blue is like a little,
I do think this is like a great. Wait, what millimeter size
What's
is
the size?
this?
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
was
come
about to
on.
say because if this is under 40, it's gonna be a hard sell, bro. It's probably 38.
Ooh, so it's 37 millimeter, 46 millimeter lug to lug. So it's right there.
It's a his and hers, and literally
It's a
like
couple's watch.
you can take it off your wrist, give it to your girl, bam. Yeah. CQ,
Yeah.
that legendary racing line, Clark ate it alive. I've never heard of that one. Yep. Julius Caesar said, Zesty collection.
Hey,
Woo! Got a little
hey,
ranch on the wrist.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. The legendary racing line, Clark. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to do some research, Raj. I feel like a racing episode is brewing.
Whole
Where
milk,
we keep
I
on
wear
topic,
36s, so I no issue with 37s, but I'm more so saying the color and the size makes it a little bit zesty.
let's not do this proper gentleman side. Let's not get back. Let's not do that.
Not oh
But
yeah,
do you
oh,
see
whole milk,
they
whole
do
milk.
it?
You're gonna
They do it.
start up the
They
Blackbeard over here, and once Blackbeard starts going,
I'm gonna put a thing on Instagram. I'm gonna put a poll up. We need to redefine. And I say that as somebody who wears a 34, but like just say 37 is a nice watch. But when you say it's a gentleman size,
no,
then it just
it's literally like the dub versus sub thing, where like people are like, well, sub is the way that it should be, and it's like, but like
you
we all
got me
got
feeling like Liver
preferences.
King, man. I just like
Oh God, no! Be careful, bro. He's a
yeah,
terrorist.
yeah. I can't yeah, I
You are
can't
not a
say that right now. I'm
terrorist.
sorry.
Okay,
It's a
you
long
cannot
day. It's
say
been a
that.
long week, guys. I'm sorry.
Julius Stevens said, "I'm looking at getting this conquest heritage." Well, being a conqueror yourself, I'm not surprised. Look up this conquest
Right?
heritage he's speaking of. I've never heard of this. Is that a is that what we're
Oh,
literally
whole
looking at the long
milk.
jeans?
Touche, whole
So
milk. Touche.
outside of the divorce simplicity of the podcast. Ooh we,
Touche.
ooh we.
That's
So this is
dirty.
what
That's dirty.
Caesar's talking about. And how big is it? Pause. So Jesus Christ,
Oh, what?
how
What's
big is the divorce simplicity?
it's tiny. It's tiny.
Okay,
It's tiny. It's tiny. It's 37.
okay, good to know. That was
It
that
hurts.
was
It hurts because I can't. He picked the one watch where like I would be idiot to be up here arguing against Philippe Dufour. I hate you. I hate you so much.
yo. He pulled that shit out, bro. He's like,
He picked the one watch. Is like, yo, please argue against a Philippe Dufour so I could just put you all over the internet and just make Ed Blair right. Prove Ed Blair right. These amateurs. All right, I just want to get the case size for this one. All right, so 38 or
Durant
40
said Caesar
millimeters.
should have studied Genghis Khan more closely. We'd all be wearing. No, I don't. We're gonna have to look up Genghis Khan because I looked up Genghis Khan and I know that he planted his seed all across the nation. He had plenty of heirs, but I don't think Caesar could have done much differently. Like he played that shit. Like he was so fucking nice to
Well,
everybody.
but so I think that was a problem because Octavian came in, he was less nice, took the first citizen role, and then the empire started. Caesar's issue,
Maybe he was too nice.
Caesar,
Maybe he was too nice. You're
he
right.
was too loving, man. I feel like I was Caesar, to be honest with you. That's what happened. Would happen to me. All my friends, we went to war. I forgive you. You wanted to stab me in the back. I forgive you. Come, let's eat. I'll give you land in Gaul. I give you land in Africa. I give you all this land. And what did I want to do? Oh, I couldn't stand up because I had the issues. I couldn't stand up. Now I'm being rude to the Senate, and you stabbed me, Brutus, son. I put you in the will. I put you in my will, Brutus. Don't start me up. Don't please. Let's talk about the
But
launches.
Maul's like, I had a call and I come back to this monstrosity. What do you feel is monstrositous about this,
I,
Vimal?
you're the producer of them all. You're taking calls during the show. You're supposed to be tapping us on with and then you want to blame us for going into the lawn jeans and Rome talk.
Yo,
It's not
Milk
even
said
July.
middle-aged guys will sit around and talk about bro. You don't understand. If Saquon lets me, I will derail this show completely. That's why I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut. Genghis Khan killed his traitors. Yeah. I mean, if he got rid of Brutus and fucking
It,
Cicero
it,
and all them Cassius, all them bitch ass motherfuckers, bro, we'd be in togas. You right.
hey, July, man. July, we're doing a lot of Caesar talk, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
Anyways,
back to the conquest. Back to the conquest. Yeah,
so you got a 38 millimeter and 40. Ooh, this is nice. And a 40 millimeter size.
I like it
Wait,
more on the strap.
wait, I'm confused. Or are these multiple dials being released? We're going up to 18 models. Oh wow. Ooh, I like these. Interesting bracelet. Okay, wow. I'm a Longies fan. I'll just start and say there. I'll start
Oh,
with
also,
that.
Duran said that they created the first passport. The Greg. I didn't know that. The Genghis Khan, I guess, created the first passport. Unless he's saying this Romans. I gotta look at. But these are nice. I like the green one, and they look better on the strap, in my opinion. Like I'm not a big fan of the bracelet, but the strap.
So this one on the strap, I think is really good. That kind of not chocolate, not I don't know what it's brown, but it's a shimmery brown, but with the rose gold hands and indices, I think that's super beautiful. Don't get like yeah, we can't go on Napoleon. That's a whole
Oh,
nother yeah, that's a whole
oh,
nother
bro, when they talk about Napoleon complex, that shit was real, bro.
yeah, like, that's a whole nother. We'll save that for the winter season.
Yeah.
I think this is a win. How much are these beautiful Longines watches?
3K probably.
Uh, I think they are.
35. I guess would be 35 Swiss franc.
So let's just go to the U.S. website.
Julius Caesar says he's getting an aftermarket strap for it. Hmm.
I was
Rubber?
gonna say the straps look a little bit.
I said it. It was 33.50 Swiss francs. Said so well, yeah,
All right,
3,500.
wait, I want to see the. I hate these websites, man. You just released watches. Can you show me the new watches? And I don't.
Exactly, whole milk. Whole milk knows his history. Exactly. You got to
All
talk
right, let's
about
go back here.
the campaign that failed him. 31,50 on a bracelet is what Julius Caesar said for the conquests. Are you getting the one on the bracelet, Julius Caesar, and then you're just switching out an aftermarket strap?
That'd be a smart move, I think.
They make a fucking lot of these, like a huge bunch of variations of this.
Yeah, I mean it's watch group, so they'll give you. If
I
it
can,
sells, they just make
I
more.
forgot. I forgot of Swatch. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I like these.
They're
I
nice,
think it's I think it's a good wear. That
especially for the
green,
price
that
point.
green is interesting. I think the black is where I'd go, but that green, it's speaking to me. Gives you RWC green vibes. All right, let's see if there's any more news before we wrap the game. You guys have been amazing. By the way, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, a
Julius
watch just came
says
out.
long jeans leather straps are good, but the leather straps length are too short. And he is getting it on the bracelet. Smart man, smart man.
Indeed, very very smart. I don't even know what those are. Let's see if Hodinky has anything for us. Ooh, dude, let's see. A Yima. Hodinky's been doing, they've been showing a little bit of everything.
What's
Yeah, I don't
this?
know. So it's a Yima yachting graph, and it's done in collaboration with Second Second. So that, he always does fun stuff on the dial.
It reminded me of like a Lane Silverstein kind of thing. Like kind of like just the color. Like,
Ish.
I'm probably just talking out of my ass. But I like the drippiness, like the literal drip aspect. Like it kind of has a cartoon feel. Like the watch itself, I feel like the design is giving one thing and then the price is going to give another, is what I'm worried about. Because
How do you feel about like customized dials? Like if you went to like there's somebody who does PRX painted dials. Like how does that feel to you? Or does it matter?
well, I don't really care about like the whole, it needs to be completely factory and like the heritage aspect. So I don't really care that much. I actually have a better question for you, Sequan. Do you think that watches will ever be like fashion when, streetwear became a huge thing? Like, do you think styles like this that are really a little bit closer to like streetwear style ever become
Can,
popular in the watch world?
can I show you something? Let me show you something real quick.
By all means.
Because it's something that I think about almost every day, and like it makes me
But
wonder.
but what's your thoughts? Like, do you think, or is this tying into to the question?
No, it's let me pull it up in a different tab. It's tying into the question, but I do think the line between fashion, Here's the thing, right? There's fashion, right? Watches are part of fashion because they are part of what you wear every day. Most of us who enjoy watches, while we enjoy the aesthetic part of it, we do also, most of the people who are like spending their time with us watching these videos, we want a little bit more deep meaning to our watches, whether it be movements or historical value or some type of branding story that you really love. But when we go into luxury and the prices get so high and people are just buying the watches because of fashion, then we start to open up the lanes of, well, then anything can really mix in and let's have fun. And it's true, like a watch can be anything, anything can tell time. So you don't need, there's no box, right? So that's why the lines can be blurred. So where I get a little bit wary is when we have things like what I'm about to show you. And it's like, there are people in the world who are gonna pay a lot of money for something and don't realize that it's fashion. You know what I mean? So what I'm talking about is the Chrome Heart Rolex collaborations. And it's one of the most mind-boggling things that I've ever seen. Like I've been
There-
around the game for a minute
but this is
and
aftermarket shit, though, right? Like, because I've
oh,
seen these. Rolex actually collab with Chrome Heart to make these.
so what Chrome Heart does is they just make the bracelet and they just put it on like a vintage, sometimes aftermarket piece. And the issue isn't Chrome Heart because you could put a whoever you want to make a silver bit, whatever. The issue is people are going around paying this price. This isn't like a crazy price. People are paying $30,000 for Lord knows how old this watch is, most
But I
likely
mean,
aftermarket dial, and like, and that's where like the fashion part of it kind of makes me.
you're right.
I
But
mean,
like, I guess you could say Bamford and those guys were doing this at a higher level, a way higher level. But like, so this is not what I'm talking about. I'm
okay,
more so talking about brands truly making streetwear. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the watch that you showed me earlier is the closest thing that I've seen. And by the way, Daraj did ask if we could talk about military watches because he
we
studied military history. That's
we
definitely something
will.
I'm sure that CQ can do. Um, but I'm saying like the watch that we looked at earlier was closer to the streetwear vibe that I'm talking about, where I'm saying like artistic design of the watch. That's garbage, what you just showed us. This is, in my opinion, true art and being like them trying to mix the street art graffiti aspects with watches. And like if a brand like MBNF maybe, or like somebody who doesn't take themselves too seriously, maybe even Moser, make something akin to this with maybe a little bit more watchmaking behind it. Do you think that they can break through in the way that streetwear did in fashion? Is what I'm asking.
I think so. I think if they keep, I think if you keep the quantity of what you're selling down and you find your niche, you could do it. I mean, Sakan in himself is basically that, right? It's not streetwear, but it's his artistic flair on different brands. And I think
How
Whole
much
Milk
is this
said
watch?
there's not a second Sakan that second that he he enjoys, and I think that's an interesting angle. Oh, four
I
hundred
don't know of
pounds
him.
or euro. So let's.
I This is probably one of my favorite watches I've seen in a while. Not especially with the price, but no disrespect to Home Milk because I understand where he's coming from. Like this is not a classical watch. Like if you like watches and like you like OG classic watches, this is like what people who listen to New York hip hop and then they listen to the fucking garbage that drill music is. Like I get it, but I'm not a steward of the game like CQ, so that's why I can appreciate something like that. $400, I might buy that shit.
It's not bad at all. I was trying to find like, yeah, let's just look at some other Sakan pieces. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm kind of annoying myself with that. But I think the Timex ones were fun. Out for the price point, I don't know if I get this particular one, but like, the cheeseburger and the Hulk one, those were fun. The Moser one I actually liked. Like for the price point, like this is pretty pretty good. But the one I want to show you, the one that I really like before I go. I'm gonna have to pull it up on a second screen. I will. So while I pull it up,
I ain't gonna lie. After seeing all these other watches, I understand why Homework said what he said because these all kind of look like shit.
yeah. So they did a Moser that I want to pull up. But Daraj, I actually love that angle, and I think we do more than one military episode. I think since either next week or maybe July. Let's do next week. Let's not wait till July. Let Caesar have his time. But I think we oh, this is not the okay. So maybe I'm with you, whole milk. 'Cause I was thinking about a different watch. I thought they did the perpetual counter with them. I was incorrect. Wow, so I don't know. Is there one besides the Timex that I like? It's very, very interesting. But I think we could do a lot with military watches. So do we do? Let's do military watches. We definitely got to do a Breitling, the Breitling episode. And this is the Pioneer that I love. So this is a Moser Endeavor Perpetual tutorial where they actually put like all the little details about what's going on the dial. Not for everyone.
I'm probably got like 5 more minutes. I fucking was
No,
not charging my phone. But Homework
we're
did
done.
ask for us to pull up the Louis Arad second Sikkim Error Bar one.
For whole milk, I'll do it. If it was 2% milk, I wouldn't. But for whole milk, I can make it happen.
Homework, how much more fat do you need to become cream?
Wouldn't he just have to be whipped? Or would he have
No,
to be
because that's whipped
buttermilk?
cream. There's a certain amount of fat that, like, because whole milk has a certain amount of fat, and that's why there's 2% no fat. But then cream is like the fattiest, I think. I don't know.
Ooh, Dirty Dozen. Oh, great. Yeah. I'm gonna shoot you a message before we do that, Diraj. I'm gonna this weekend. Tomorrow's gonna be like a freestyle. We might play I don't know, Hawaiian shirt. Tomorrow's gonna be like a freestyle type of day, which is every day. But I'm gonna message you. But I think I like that idea, man. A producer of the day award is coming your way, Diraj. I can feel it. I could feel it.
The mall's about to send you
Listen, I already know like the notes after today's episode from Vimal are gonna be like, listen, bro, I'm not producing this BS with you, bro. You need to keep good watches on it. But I do like this second
who's
Louis era.
whole milk doesn't, bro. He's like, yeah, this watch is awful.
Whoa, wait, I
No,
tried.
he set you up, bro.
I tried. Why'd you?
He set you up. He's like, yo, let's look at this garbage, bro. Let's see if CQ fawns over this
All
shit.
right, let's cleanse it. Oh, actually, because
I
I
thought you
do
were gonna go
like.
Cougar Wing, dude.
Oh yeah, it is cruiserweight. Because I almost went down a Louis Erard rabbit hole, but I don't see the terracotta. Anyways, time to
Julius
go.
Caesar says long jeans, Omega, IWC, Bradley all have significant military watches. Thank you, Julius Caesar. I'll be plugging those into ChatGPT, so I'm ready to go to war.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you so much, Julius Cedar, Whole Milk, Raj, everybody in the chat, Rich Buddy,
Don't forget Ed Blair. Thank you,
Ed
Ed
Blair,
Blair.
Ed Blair. I hope you're still here, Ed Blair, because if you came in to just troll us and you didn't stay for the whole video, what kind of troll is that? Anyways, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It means the world. And that's why we do this every day. If you need independent watch advice, go check out cqthewatchguy.com. But if you want to support, the number one thing you could do, tell a friend, do a like, do a comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you subscribe, make another YouTube account and subscribe with that one and do it over 100 times. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers.
They're gonna
Anyways,
ban you for saying that shit.
yeah, I mean, they're gonna ban us for like one of the million other things that we let slip. So before we get banned, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be on tomorrow. It's gonna be Hawaiian shirt Friday. It's gonna be relaxed. Think of some fun topics. We're not gonna do military watches tomorrow. I want that's gonna be serious, and we're all gonna promise Diraj that we're gonna give a full 10, 15 minutes before we derail the show when we start military watch talk. Also, when we
Just
do Caesar
say,
talk.
Jay, derail the show.
No,
Just say it.
because
Just say it.
sometimes it's
Call
me.
me out.
Sometimes it's me. You know, sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's Vimal. Sometimes it's Ed Blair. You know, but all of us are gonna be on our best behavior because I think military watches is a great topic, and I think like without military watches, a lot of people wouldn't even be enjoying watches the way they are today. You know, many people fell in love with watches because of grandpa or dad, and you know, a lot of those older folks, the military having that watch on, you needed it. So when you need something so much, it's hard to take it off when you come home. Anyways, love you guys so much. Jay, talk to the people. Do you have a word of wisdom?
Oh man, we got to do this earlier so I can still have words in my head besides what we were just talking about. But I appreciate you guys just about as much as CQ, maybe a little bit less because he's a lot more appreciative. And I'll see you guys on Friday.
All right, guys, you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you guys so much.